Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings Today. We have a trending news here for you, and the headline of the news reads, House of Rape refuse pressure mounted on them by presidency on acceptance of a hate speech bill. But before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking below the subscribe button and also the bell icon that will pop up, so that at the snap of a finger you can get notification anytime we publish our videos on YouTube. All right, let's listen to the news.
The presidency on Friday defended the National Commission for Prohibition of Hate Speech Bill and the Protection from Internet Falsehood and Manipulation and all related offences bill currently being worked on by the Senate. The presidency urged Nigerians to embrace the bill, stating that all countries all over the world were now making laws to regulate fake news and social media. But members of House of Representatives, however, told the Senate and the federal government that their constituency were against the proposed laws, stating that they would oppose the bills when transmitted to the House. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, while speaking at a media chat organized by House of Representatives Press Corps in Abuja on Friday, urged the media to shed light on the benefits of the proposed laws. Shehu said, "You people, the media, have to help the executive of the country on a matter that is very crucial at this time before the Nigerian Parliament. This issue of fake news legislation that is being contemplated. The Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, who speaks for the Nigerian government, has spoken of the necessity for a law to govern the social media. The thing is that I think there is a duty, rip it open, and I think there's a duty. The duty there is to rip it open and tell Nigerians what it contains. This hate speech bill is not all about death penalty. It's not all about free speech. Is there content in that bill that prevents social media harm? I have seen what the British Parliament is doing. For instance, that social media is being held accountable for what is called social media addiction among children." The presidential spokesman cited the example of India, which he said and had been regulating the usage of the online messenger WhatsApp, adding that European countries were also imposing heavy penalties on telecommunications companies. Members of the House at the event, however, faulted Shehu while expressing their opposition to the bills. For instance, Mr. Nicholas Osai faulted sponsors of these bills for not consulting widely with Nigerians before initiating the bills. Osai said, and I quote, "I believe that a right has been given to Nigerians, and for you to remove that right, you must go to them first. I expect the senator who is initiating that bill to go back to the people first and be able to do necessary things with the people. Let that bill originate from the people, not coming from the top," he said. Another member of the House, Mr. Dochong Bagos, also expressed opposition to the bills. If you take it from what Osai said, that the Senate should go around the geopolitical zones about the hate speech and social media bills, I am sure that what will come from the constituency will be another hate speech. But I believe that if you have gauged the minds and what Nigerians are saying against it, that we don't need a bill now. Let us respect the views of Nigerians," he added.
All right. Thank you very much. And this is really self-explanatory, but I think it's very important here for us to agree on one or two things. I want to, number one, respect and applaud the House of Representatives for standing their ground in respect to this particular law. Some few days ago, I think TVC, when they were having a live broadcast, they put a call to the wife of the president, and and they talked at length. And I noticed something, that the wife of the vice president of the president, Aisha Buhari, was very emphatic. She tried to show so much support for the hate speech bill and the social media bill. She was emphasizing that they must pass that bill, that it has caused more harm than good in Nigeria. And she said a lot of things. She made an example. She said something about somebody calling the vice president and telling him that he just heard that he has resigned his appointment. And how true was that? And the vice president was like, hey, I've not resigned my appointment. Who is telling you all of that? So she was now using that example, to tell Nigerians that Nigerians need to understand the need for there to be, a regulation of the social media, so that the case of, hate speeches and, fake news can be curbed and all of that. Now, when she said that, a lot of things was running in my mind. One of them was that, why are you guys overly interested in this when you already know that there are 1 billion problem that is facing the populace? 180 million people don't even know if their futures are secured. Just fairly recently, there was a World Bank report that come the next 20 years, if things takes 10 years, that if things continue the way it is going on, Nigeria will be playing host to not less than 25% of poor people all over the world. That's an indication that our economy will be nose diving to a point that will be unexplainable. And you can imagine what that really means. Why are you now talking about things that are not even important? Oh, first of all, let us for me, I just believe that the first thing would have been for them to say, let us sort out other things first. And whether you like it or not, I can't imagine Nigerians, you have given them good roads, you have provided employment, you have provided good health facilities, you have provided everything, and they will still go back and begin to run. The same people, I can assure you, will go to the same social media and make the whole world to realize that we have gone far in respect to all these things, that they have been massive improvement. They will still be the same people that will use their own data to film the achievement of the government and spread it worldwide. Look at our music industry today. Who are the people that are sending out the message of how wonderful our music industry is? The same Nigerians. And what medium are they using? The social media medium is what they are using to send out that information. And I can assure you that's the same thing that would have happened to this government if the government were doing what they had promised Nigeria. The change that they had promised Nigeria, if they came in and they started instituting the change, that is what you would have seen. But unfortunately, that's not the case. I want to say thumbs up to this guy. Imagine what Osai had said. The man just hit the nail on the head. The right thing that must be done for you to even think of bringing up such bill is for you to go straight to the people and let the people understand the importance of that bill. And guess what? The people will tell you, is that the only thing that you can solve? We are crying for light. Area that we are staying right now, sometimes you stay 2, 3, 4 days, no light in the night. People can't sleep. People are wailing and crying. You just expect, despite the fact that they are passing through those horrific moments of their life, they shouldn't even air anything. They shouldn't say anything. I can assure you that if today you decide to say, we do not want anything like WhatsApp, we do not want this, we do not want Facebook, the rate of killings, the rate of suicides in Nigeria will be unthinkable. And then you will be sitting on top there, enjoying the money, looting the money, eating the money, and you won't want anybody to voice anything. It just can't work. I want to say so much big thank you to House of Representatives. Why I'm saying this, because they have decided to stand at the other side, refusing to accept. I know that possibly they're going to be haunting them with different things, but let them stand their ground. I could remember fairly recently when somebody was asking the president of Senate, that Senate president, that for a while now there had been this harmony between the executive and the legislature. And he told the interviewer, that I'm talking about Ahmed Lawan, he told the interviewer that what you're saying now is just honeymoon, that certainly there will be a time of disagreement between the two. And already, he said it some few days ago, we've started seeing it, a lot of disagreement. Even, one of the things I respect so much here is that the fact that despite the fact fact that most of these places, I'm talking about the Senate and the House of Rep, majority of them are from APC, but they have decided to put politics aside to make the so-called people who are promulgating this bill to understand that, hey, we are here for our own people and we must represent them effectively. That is one thing I really respect about them. And that's the truth. If Sabi, Abdullahi, and Sani Musa thinks that this is right, they should go back to their constituency and start from there. Imagine what is even happening in his constituency. I'm talking about Musa and also Sabi. What is happening in their constituency? A lot of killing, a lot of destruction, one-time destruction of lives and property, and there's so much hardship, there's so much difficulty there. And you believe those in that place, you go back and tell them, despite the fact that you are passing through all of this, you shouldn't even say any bad word about the government. Don't even tell the government that people are killing you. You people should all be smiling. And are you sure you're okay for you to go and tell them that? Look at how they are suffering. He was talking about screaming and shouting that there is the security architecture of that place is nothing to write home about, that they don't even have the heavy presence of military, and that's why bandits are going in there wrecking the life of their own people, that they should come to their help. Now, without social media, how would we have known that things like that are happening? These are some of the things. Social media, whatever bill, should be the last thing to be considered right now by the government. The main thing is to pursue. They are clear-cut this thing, handwritings on the wall, pointing to a negative direction for Nigerian economy. And which we believe that the government itself should begin to walk towards that direction, than to begin to tell us stories, and we are going to do all what you want to do. You want to shut Nigerians down. You want to tell them, don't talk, be suffering, but be smiling, be suffering, and let the world know that we are doing our best, and we will be wailing, and there will be killings, and there will be murders, and there will be suicides everywhere. People will be suffering, and they shouldn't even say a word. It can't just work that way. I thank this House of Representatives for representing Nigeria and telling them the position of things in respect to this bill. My colleague has something to say here.
I totally agree with you on this. Nigeria right now is at a crossroad. A lot of things are happening. One of the least of our, in fact, it's not even a problem, is hate speech. Honestly, when people are frustrated, they vent their anger. Nigerians are angry right now. An average Nigerian is an angry man. He has no food to eat. It's in Nigeria that you see people eating less than $1 a day. It's in Nigeria that you see minimum wage less than 30,000, less than $100 a month, and yet it's still not implemented. It's in Nigeria. You see bandits having a few day, kidnappers are living large. Corrupt politicians are giving chieftaincy title, and why hardworking people are looked as mumu. Our mumu don't do. The truth of the matter is, right now Nigeria needs a lot of therapy. The least of the therapy is hate speech. In fact, it's as if you're pouring insult on Nigerians' injury. You're pouring salt on Nigerians' open injury. There's so many things. The economy is dwindling. The economy is bad. Borders closed. An average Nigerian, the future looks bleak. The economy is bad. We are borrowed. An average Nigerian, if they continue like this, an average Nigerian is indebted to the country of host or the lender. Right now, we don't even know how the future of Nigeria looks like. There are no good roads. The roads are bad. We keep hearing audio promises, never been implemented, and some of these politicians go scot-free. The EFCC, they have looted, they have recovered. Where are the monies? No one is being recorded. We have recovered this, we have recovered that, yet we keep borrowing. So many things happening, and the least of our problem, honestly, is hate speech. Media is the least of our problem. Now, to make it even worse, to make it even very annoying, is the fact that banditry, kidnapping, robbery is the order of the day. You can't even. Do you understand? And this is U-Tide. U-Tide people are going to travel. The roads are bad. And there's some rule that if you even it's banker, you must encounter robbery. It's a sure banker, you will encounter robbery. You now carry the place that is very peaceful. You carry the whole military presence, security. You push them there. And we have places that need security presence. None is there. What are we turning this Nigeria to? We are beginning to turn into our small kingdom.
Have you forgotten your promises? Promises that you gave to Nigerians when you guys were about to mount the throne? Can you remember the promises that you told Nigerians that very soon a dollar will be equals to a naira will be equals to $1? You told Nigeria that we will have refineries everywhere. We don't even have anyone now. You told Nigerians that fuel will reduce back to 65 naira, but that's not the situation. You told Nigeria there will be serenity. You told Nigeria that there will be security everywhere. You gave Nigerian great promises, and when we look at your face, we saw a man determined, and we saw readiness for a change in Nigeria, and people voted you in. But here we are. We can't even tell where we are going to.
Just now, barely 24 hours ago, Sowore was picked. DSS went and repeated right in front of the courtroom, in front of the judges, undermining the judges, and nothing. Lai Mohammed have not spoken about it. The vice president have not made a speech on it. Festus Keyamo have not said anything, even though he's a son. Vice President Osimajo, even though his son has not said anything about it. But the presidency, even Onoche, Loretta, have not said anything on it. But far away Spain, Amechi Rotimi was being attacked by some unknown persons. The presidency have reacted. Yes. Where are we heading to in this country? And the best law our senators can think of is to bring hate speech and social media regulation. What are they regulating? Freedom of expression? Constructive criticism? We need to talk here.
Right, we are just trying to point out this for you to understand that Nigerians are not really happy, and I want to say thank you to those honorable men for standing their ground, because they know what Nigerians are passing through, and they are standing their ground, and we hope that the presidency will understand this. All the people involved in it will understand it. Go back to your grassroots, tell them, give me the priority, the problems, prioritize your problem, tell it to me, and you will realize that hate speech is the least. They won't even mention it. The Nigerian that I know will never say anything about it. That's where we're going to leave it. Please go to our comment section. What do you think about the disagreement right now between the House of Representatives and the presidency in respect to the hate speech bill, which is about to go into second reading? Please, let's interact, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Stay away from making comments that are derogatory. Let's just try to be